This video will look to examine what happens when someone is faced with a moral dilemma. We will also test how this takes place with one of the most famous thought experiments in ethics. So what happens when faced with a moral dilemma? If I give you a controversial subject, for example, abortion, you probably immediately had a reaction in your head, good or bad. That is a bit of simplification, but you got an immediate response depending on how you feel about the subject. People like to assume that after you get this gut reaction, called an intuition, that you then like to reflect on why you had this reaction. You think, why did I feel this way? What about this made me feel this way? From there you can come to a decision on how this happened. Unfortunately, it doesn't work this way. What actually happens is you have a gut reaction, and this directly makes your decision. You then use reflection to justify why you made that decision. This might make ethics seem a little hopeless. Does this not mean people just make decisions based on gut reactions? Well, yes and no. Ethical reflection means you are aware you might have come to this decision quickly and are more open to changing it based on reflection. Not only that, through ethical reflection you can eventually modify and change your gut reactions. Someone who reflects a lot about their intuitions will eventually get it so that their intuitions will chance to reflection their rationalization. Alright, let's see this in action. Imagine you are working at a railway yard. You see a trolley that is running out of control. You see the brakes are broken and there is no way to stop it. There are also 5 people waiting on the tracks. You are too far away to call out to warn them, and if you do nothing all 5 will die. However, you are next to a small switch, you can pull it and the trolley will divert to a different track. The 5 people will be saved, however a man who is working on the other track will be hit. Thus, if you pull the switch 5 people will be saved, however one person who would otherwise be safe will die. Do you pull the switch? Many people say, yes, it is a good idea to pull the switch. It is unfortunate that one person will die, but that is better than 5 people dying. However, if you change the situation. So now you are on a bridge above the trolley. There is no switch, but you are next to a very large man. And I mean huge. Massive guy. He is leaning over the edge. You know that if you push him, he will slow the trolley enough and knock it off the rails that the 5 people will get out of the way in time. So same scenario, 5 can live but 1 will die. Do you push the big guy? Many people, even if they said yes, pull the switch, say you shouldn't push the guy. So, what happened? You made a decision based on that guy reaction. This was a thought experiment where you can test your intuitions and how they change based on how you change the scenario. The trolley problem points out that for some people, there is a difference between someone dying a side effect, just pulling the switch, versus their death being the thing that saves the other people, pushing the big guy. Thus, we look at how we react and reflect based on that. From there you can eventually develop or better understand your worldview. For example, you might think, well, no matter what, 5 people living is always better. So as much as I hate it, I should push the big guy. After a while your intuitions will have the same reaction as your reflection. Hopefully this short video gives you a bit of insight into the process of encountering a moral dilemma. Remember, you might have come to your conclusions faster than you thought. But also, be aware others might have done the same.